So what we have on the channel today is the Hungarian PA-63, which shoots the 9x18mm Makarov round. In the United States, you may even see this labeled as the PA-63 Makarov. The Makarov and the PA-63 and the Walther, the PPKs, they all have a lineage. The PA-63 is designed differently than you'll find with the traditional Makarov line of pistols. Being Hungarian and in that region, a lot of pistols, a lot of semi-automatic pistols like this were created in the line of the Makarov, since the Makarov is a very common, very popular, very reliable type of firearm. So while you'll look at the PA-63 and say, hey, it looks a lot like a Makarov, internally, this shares no components that are interchangeable with the Makarov. So very similar. It does shoot the 9x18mm Makarov round, you'll find. It's a very smooth shooter, accurate shooter, and this type of round, you can have a lot of control, accuracy, not a ton of recoil on it or muzzle flip. Overall, pretty cool pistol. So this one in particular, I've shot several times. Couple of things about it. Construction is really solid. Steel slide. Barrel seems to be really accurate overall. Shot it at like 25 yards and felt pretty good with it. I would say a couple of things that I did like in shooting it, and this is a bench review, so we won't be shooting it today on this video, but having shot it in the past, I like the weight. It's actually heavier than you would expect, especially with a magazine on it, which is comfortable. Now I have bigger hands and I do fight this a little bit, but when you have the magazine in, my pinky actually fits perfectly on the bottom, so it's overall really comfortable. The accuracy of it has been dead on, but we've got fixated sights, fixated front post. It's not adjustable, anything of that nature. Pretty basic construction. It is not ambidextrous, so you've got the safety on the side there, traditionally for a right-handed shooter. You've got the thumb rest on the grip. On this, that grip is plastic. Not a huge fan of that. There are opportunities to change it out. The breakdown on it is very easy. It's easy to clean. What you do is you pull down here on the trigger guard and it will release the slide. You just pull down on the trigger guard, pull the slide off. You have the barrel right there that you can clean. Spring comes out. It's pretty easy to field strip from that standpoint. I've had to do it several times. Frankly, this particular model actually got sand in it once, so I had to peel all that out. It was really easy to do, pretty easy to clean. I would say the grip is one that I'm not a huge fan of if you run across one of these. Also, the 9x18mm Makarov round, in the environment we're in, I have not seen too many of those out there. I know ammunition is still, decently difficult to come by for some of the calibers that are not in super popular usage. I've seen a box here and there, but if you're regularly shooting this, you would have to be cautious of ammo. The other thing is the trigger on it is brutal. There's a ton of creep on it. And it is more of the Eastern European military design. Heavier triggers are common in these types of pistols. It just took me a little while to get used to. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. So in summary, you can pick one of these up. I feel really good about it. It's nice to carry inside if you're out in the woods or if you're taking a walk or something like that. It does have some weight to it, but I found it's not as heavy as some Glocks that I've carried for conceal. So overall, I feel like it's really comfortable just to keep in your belt or the holster. I've taken it into the woods with me at my property, and it's been really comfortable overall. Shooting it, smooth, really accurate at a decent distance for a pistol this size. At 15, 20 yards, I felt really good with it. You know, the magazines, overall good construction. Haven't really had any issues with those. Haven't had any feeding issues or anything like that, even shooting steel or steel casings. Overall, it seems like it feeds real well, shoots real well. Can't really complain. Eventually, I would change these grips. I would leave the trigger the same, just knowing you're going to have to get used to it because it's a little heavier. So with that, that's the end of our review here. Once we get our range set up, we'll be doing some shooting, and we'll do a shooting review of this too. But feel free to leave a comment and subscribe to the channel.